Good morning. How's everybody doing? Got a few more seconds, I guess, before we start. My first ever YouTube live. You know, I gotta play with the buttons. With the buttons, the filters, no filter. We ain't doing that. Oh, that's the highlight button. Whoa. All right. It's 7:30. I'm on time constraints. Morning. How's everybody doing? My name is Reaper. Welcome to Reaper Suburban Homestead. Today is, what is today? Today is Tuesday, June 18th. It is currently 75 degrees. The high today is supposed to be 82. The low is supposed to be 73. There's a 40% chance of rain. We're going to check the homestead today. It had some rain last night. We're going to see what damage it did, if any. We're going to make a plan to resolve said damage. And we're going to see if we have any berries to pick today. People will come in as they come in. And let's go ahead and get this thing started, right? Flip a ripper. We'll see what the patio has back here. Let's see. We got some figs that I pulled from where these came from. Wait a minute. No, these came from the Delta. Yeah, these come from my hometown. From people I know who have figs. Got these to propagate. These are some more that came from my hometown, except this one. These came from Hattiesburg. Yeah. But we all got them to sprout. They got them to turn sticks into trees now. Just emptying off the extra water. All right. Got another one here. Can I do this without breaking this? All right, right here we got some bergamot. Bergamot is looking really good. Empty the water on the figs. Let's empty the water in this tray. We're supposed to get more rain today, around 8, 9, maybe 30, 40% chance. So we're gonna see. Well, we'll empty the water out of this tray. We'll let it refill. Okay, same thing with these. I'm not gonna empty these right now, it's a bit time consuming. But I'm gonna empty the water. Ooh, extreme close up, my bad. I empty the water from these trays so these can kind of drain. And then it'll rain today again. But yeah, I will go ahead and take care of it now, but I want to at least show you guys the garden and what else is going on. We might get back to it. All right, we've moved the watermelon, cantaloupe. You know, I never have on shoes. I have on slides. I'm doing good. This is a golden honey. These are golden honey watermelon. We moved these from the garden area to the patio. The queens seem to think they get more sun, so we'll see what happens. This is a black tail watermelon, still small. I mean, I know most people now probably picking their watermelon. All right, now here we have some lemongrass. This is the top of an avocado. Then comfrey, cinnamon basil, lavender, stevia. As my niece said, it's sugar. It's a sugar plant. She loves it. I mean, that plant is super sweet. Sage, rosemary, lemon thyme, some citronella. I think these are lantana up here. We actually procured them from somebody's at the farmer's market. I think from Wormworks. Lemon balm, and I think that's pesto basil. And we have our little water collection. Blackberries, top of a lemon tree, pomegranate. Failed attempt at some pawpaw trees. Planting some pawpaw seeds. We'll try that again. Some huge suckers I cut off some of my sweet 100 cherry tomatoes. That's cool. What is that? Chamomile. Got a little aloe back there. You know, what looks like a dead branch of a blackberry. Oh, my bad. Let's grab the bowl in case we have some stuff to harvest, man. And let's go on out to this garden area. Let me put y'all in my kangaroo pouch. Got a little bouncy kangaroo pouch to put y'all in. Hope everybody's having a good morning. You know what? Let's go check over here. Right up here, we have some of our propagations. Some from left to right. Blackberries in the first two containers. These hadn't been out here that long. And these two are blackberries, and then these two are propagations of the grapes that we have. So we have three different kinds of grapes. And as I was pruning them, I propagated them. Right? Trying to see if I can. All right, let's get across this yard. Let's get out to the garden area. Man, I hope everybody's having a good morning. Hey, if you got a garden, what are you growing in your garden? What you got going on? I like to ask. All right, let's just start over here. Over here is the compost area. It's one of the compost bins. I like this one. This is not really compost as much as it's leaf mold. I just stack stuff up for like a year. It breaks down on its own. It does need water. I should water it daily. Not happening, Captain. So I water when I think about it, and that turns to nice compost, nice fungally dominated compost. In about a year. Same thing. These act a little bit faster. I do the same thing. Fill them up with leaves, normal food scraps that you would compost. Put a bag over the top to kind of keep the moisture in. And let them do the same thing. They may not take as long. It's just a slow process. Could do some active hot composting. I'm too lazy to be turning compost every couple of days. I'm gonna be for real. I'm gonna be for real. Got got my little workout tie. Me and them boys put that to use from time to time. All right, morning everybody. How's everybody doing? Y'all good? Yeah, that's what's up. All right here we have some sugar baby watermelon. I have not had a lot of luck growing watermelon, so work in progress. Right here is my what is this? This is my JLF Jadam liquid fertilizer. It's basically some weeds, some a handful of leaf mold, and water. So anytime I clear stuff out, see that? And basically what this is just using weeds and material that you'll get rid of to make a fertilizer. It stinks to high heaven because it's made through putrefaction. So the way I use it on the ground. I would never put this on the leaves of my plants. Not that I think it'll burn it, but we don't really use chemicals. And I like to eat things straight out the garden. And if I put this on there, I would not be able to do that. There'll be a chance of introducing like E. coli or whatever else is putrefying up in here. But as long as you put it on the ground and feed the soil, keep it off the plants, it's cool. So like right here, removing this sucker, which I'm going to do. Just watering the ground, not getting on the plant, be great to use. But here's my sweet 100 tomato. We got a bin, we got some water. Can't have no mosquitoes. What is this fat fry? You have a green thumb. I appreciate it, man. I'm trying, bro. This is a I am a lifelong trial and error. Let's get out here and try it, bro. You got spearmint? Yeah, I got spearmint. I got a whole bed of spearmint, my guy. Spearmint lives in this bed. You see it growing in the middle? It's growing in between the celery. I have celery here with this corn. And I see the wind is blowing down some of my corn. But yeah, this whole bed is filled with spearmint. And I just pop out the spearmint to put other stuff. I do understand that this bed now belongs to spearmint. Yeah, wait, this bed now belongs to spearmint. But yeah, we got some spearmint though. Hey, yo, what's good? Hey, y'all got to forgive looking at my feet. Because I don't like shoes. All right, now right here, let's just start on the back and loop around. Let's see what's happening. This is my strawberry tower. Yeah, dollar store gets. And then the concrete are just concrete from fixing post. The footers from the post I had to remove and the wind be blowing stuff down. Kind of like you see right there. I got to do it several more times. 3-4 more times on that fence over there. Ugh. I hate digging out footers. But I try to put them to use. We have beans here. I think we have, yeah. I think these are pinto beans. I think these are dark red kidney beans. Just like you buy at the store. Some fell on the floor. And I don't want to waste, so I just said, let's try throwing them in in the garden. Your dad is growing jalapenos, tomatoes, lemon, and spearmint. Oh, that's what's up. I love to hear that. That's good, man. The deers eat the tomatoes all the time. Yeah. Yeah, we we live in a subdivision, so we don't have that issue yet. But at some point, we're gonna move out to the countries, further out to the country, and we had that issue then. Now here are my wait, these are my Romas, and then right here is a Rutgers, and those other two are Rutgers. Right here, these are Rutgers. This is some zinnia. It's a snapdragon on the other side. We'll get a better look at some lacinato kale that it ain't doing too hot. We planted it late, and then as you can see with the stick, the zinnia just fell over on it. We put some okra out here. We planted it pretty tight. You're supposed to plant okra a foot apart. I shot for about, good 6 to 8 inches or so. We're gonna see how that rock. Collard greens. I have to tend to my collard greens. They have started to get powdery mildew from this rain, and they were full. They were pretty full too. I hadn't picked them, so that was just a horrible environment, right? It's humid. It's wet. It's warm, moisture. I said wet, didn't it? So we gonna fix this. See that? That's not those white spots. We're gonna try to fix this with a baking soda solution. A gallon of water, like 2 tablespoons of baking soda, a teaspoon of dishwashing liquid. That should get her done. But we'll see. Let's see. Little farm, that's a dream. Yeah, little farm is a dream. Like this is cool, but I need. I'm gonna be for real. I think I want a bunch of acres, but I think I'm gonna try to start off with two. See if I can put trees on 1 acre and a garden on another acre, and see how we can go. Cause I want to jump into like 5 or 10, but at the same time I don't have experience with that much land, so I think I'll start small. These are collard greens, Georgian Southern collard greens. That's what these are. All right, now we got another sweet 100 tomato at the back. Oh, we didn't get to look at that little snapdragon. This is my first time growing snapdragon. Now the cool thing is I didn't plant this snapdragon in here. Not even last year. I think it was the year before. I planted it back there in the pollinator bed. It never grew. I'm assuming a bird moved it here because we don't transfer soil between beds, but we will take soil from containers and refill the beds. I don't have a lot of money to be spending on soil. We make our own soil and we reuse soil. Now in this bed, all my beds have names. I let you guys know I am a geek. I am definitely a geek, pop culture geek, IT geek, comic book geek. So all my beds are named after, and areas of the garden are named after pop culture references. This bed here is called The Nothing. The Nothing was the antagonist in the old movie called The Never Ending Story, with Atreyu and Falcor. That was the thing name. This bed was the bed that was here when we moved here. And this fenced in area and this one bed was the only thing here when we moved in. This bed was a little bit closer to the fence and it wasn't as tall. I rebuilt it and moved it from the fence because the wood started to die. But this bed is called Clayface, Batman villain. Clayface because it's mostly clay. Well, it was. Now we worked on it. This bed has mint in it. This is peppermint. Peppermint lives in this bed and we now plant other things. And we plant squash and a couple of different kinds of peppers. I think there's a tam jalapeno, a cayenne, a piri piri, and I think that's a serrano over in that corner. Of course, we have zinnias to attract the butterfly. I mean, the pollinators. Oh man, the coriander. Once this dries for a couple of days, I need to harvest it. So, see all my coriander seed. Coriander is as the seed form of cilantro. So we'll knock them seeds off. This is a worm tower, by the way. It's a bucket with a bunch of holes drilled in and buried in the ground. I just put plant material in there. Whenever I'm cleaning the garden, come pop the top. The worms come eat it. The worms come poop in the garden. Bam. I feed them. They feed me. And we got some onion. They've gone to seed, dropping their seeds, so they'll be regrowing in this area. Oh, the queen this is a mint tower. She has some mint. I'm not sure what kind. Oh, it's orange mint. Yeah, orange mint. Where am I located? Oh, I'm in central Mississippi. Do I have any fruit trees? Yes, no. I do have a couple. The issue is I grew them from seeds, so I don't know if they're gonna ever put off fruit. I have a lemon tree that I was growing from. That started growing in my worm bin a couple of years back. I don't know if it'll ever put off lemons. And then I have a couple of avocados that the kids grabbed from a neighbor when they were out cutting yards one year. We're still growing 3 of those, and then we have 3 pomegranates that we grew from seed. Don't know if they're gonna ever put off pomegranates, but we have them. Because I want to say pomegranates and avocados are like one of those, maybe lemons too. I like that 3 to 7 year type tree. It has to be alive that long. So we're gonna see what happens. Right here we have some more beans. These beans are, what is here? purple hull peas, and I think black beans. I think that's what they are. I plant beans along the fence because I plant tomatoes along the fence. I plant my sweet 100s. They are an indeterminate tomato that's just gonna vine the whole summer. So I give them a lot of space to run. And so what I do is, last year I planted tomatoes right here. Last year I planted beans right there. Beans are nitrogen fixers, right? They grab atmospheric nitrogen and store them in little nodules in their roots. I cut down the tops of the plants, that soil life eats the roots, poop out the nitrogen. It's there and ready for my tomatoes the following season. It's also a bit of a crop rotation as well. You don't want to grow the same things in the same spot year after year. All right. Okay, we got this. We got clay face. That's clay face. Now this whole fence, this is our container fence, right? We put our containers along this fence. We call this fence Tatooine. If you're a Star Wars fan, you know how harsh Tatooine was for poor for young Luke Skywalker. So it's harsh over here. Not a lot of sun. And then in the evening time, all the sun coming in from right over there. Ugh, it's rough out here. That's Tatooine. And this is where we keep stuff for the market. We at the point now we're finishing up with summer, getting ready for fall planting. So we kind of just moving things out, seeing what's what, culling what needs to be culled, seeing what we're gonna put on sale to get rid of. But it's a little bit of everything. Some zinnia. Still working on trying to get deal. Deal is a tricky one. There's a couple of volunteer deal in this bed because we grew okra and deal in this bed last year. And there are a few volunteer, but as you can see, ain't nothing to brag about. We do decently with cosmos. And these are basils, a couple of different kinds. I'm pretty sure Thai and sweet Italian. I see a squash or a cucumber looking flower down there. Those are these are some strawberries, but different than the ones that we have. So we tried to plant some alpine strawberries that we didn't think they did, and then we got some bare root strawberries. I want to say Ozark Beauty. Those did well, and I think those might be the alpines. I don't know. Some other stuff, some squashes, some spaghetti squash. It looks like some tomatoes. And what are those? What are those? Oh, these are those right here. I think those are pomegranate. Yeah, these are pomegranate seed that I started this year. Like I don't know if they're gonna ever grow and put out pomegranate, but it takes so long. Why not? Plus, I learned things. I learned how to air layer trees while messing around with my lemon tree, who I call Lucy. I do name a good bit of things here, cause my mom talked to plants, so I talk to plants. Doesn't that mean they're males? Wait, doesn't what mean that they're males? I'm sorry, I missed. I gotta do a better job with paying attention to the chat. Usually, it's just me on here. There was ever a zombie apocalypse, you would be a very valuable man. Maybe I'd be like Eugene. I'd be like Eugene in The Walking Dead. Somebody ain't having no mullet. Ain't got no mullet. But I don't know what you would mean about. Does that mean they were males? I'm assuming the fly was on something, probably the squash. It's kind of if you're talking about the squash, um, if the flower was just on a straight stem, it is a male flower. The female flowers form on the end of little baby fruit. So if it's a squash, it'll be on the end of something that looks like a little squash. If it's a tomato, it'll be a little round tomato. Uh, if it's a cucumber, like these, it'll be on the, see the females are on the end of these little cucumber looking thing. That's a female. Now look at this, look at this. This is a lemon cucumber. I've never grown this before, first time. And they say I gotta wait. They say right now, it needs to be more yellow. So I'm gonna wait. I did notice that this thing, look at it, look at this, look at these bugs. Y'all see them bugs? Those bugs, they have two dots on they're orange and they have two dots on their back. I think those are squash bug nymphs. They are not friends to the garden. And they travel in packs. That's how you know. They look like assassin bugs, which eat a bunch of aphids. These don't, however, they like to suck in your plants and then the stems. Uh, we do have a spray that we make for them, but it just rained. It's supposed to rain today, so I won't be spraying it today. Anyway, the queen said that these were cantaloupe. I don't know. Kind of look like a watermelon to me, but we'll see. Like I said, these are lemon cucumbers on the right. On the left, they are muncher cucumbers. We have harvested a couple of these. And there may be some, oh, look at that. There's a couple of them close to being ready. Yeah, we got one there. There's one. Can y'all see that down there? It's kind of dark down there, ain't it? Step into the light, Caroline. Yeah, got one down there. I ain't really looking, just kind of glancing through. Another lemon cucumber. That's what's up. All right, got some soil. Now this soil is the soil we reclaimed from our bins. Uh, we spread it out, mixing in with some of the native soil. The native soil came from actually these locations where I replaced them posts. I try to reuse everything if at all possible, because that clay is clay. It's thick, but it has a lot of organic and it has a lot of organic material in it, so it's really good for growing things. Just got to kind of lighten it up, mix it up with our own proprietary soil mix. Got some more zinnia. That look like mints down up in here. Some citronella. Oh, now we didn't talk about the propagation station because it's empty. Whenever we propagate things and we try to propagate everything, we put it in there, pull down the shade cloth. It's a 70% shade cloth. And for 2 weeks, they kind of have a nice shady spot to grow roots in. And once they come out the propagation station, like these citronella, and pretty much everything on this second shelf, yeah, everything on this second shelf, yep, came out of the propagation station. And right now it's on a sunning station. The sun comes in weird. It comes in over here and it tracks around their way, and it comes back there. I just think that's weird. I mean, ain't nobody building no house based on north, south, east, or west. That's just my mind. They get them in where they fit in. These are our strawberries that we propagated. We ended up with like over 150 strawberries from 15 original strawberries. 5 are in this pot, and then there are 10 more down at the other end of the yard. So all these strawberry plants came from them. I was trying to figure out how to mass propagate and look like I got it right. Okay, so we just citronella, zinnia, purple basil, some more kinds of basil, some peppers. What is this? It's like holy basil. No, that's a lemon lime basil. Yup, that is lemon lime basil. What it smells like. Some more strawberries, more different types of mint. Um, these are some grapes on the left, blackberries on the right. Now, this is my pollinator bed. This pollinator bed is named Polly. Hey Polly, how you doing this morning? Is everybody good? We good. That's what's up. Got some more strawberries. At least a year old. Planted in like January. Um, living in Mississippi, Zone 8B. We pretty much have a non-stop growing season. You can grow stuff pretty much a year round. Now, what you grow is a little bit different. You ain't growing tomatoes in the winter time, but you can grow greens. All right, now right here, this area, I think I'm gonna turn into like a little ginger patch and grow ginger here. But right now, what's growing is one strawberry and then several different types of zinnia. Then we have some on the back here. We have, what are those? Black-eyed Susans. They're not actually even in this bed. Let's see if we can walk around here. They're growing behind the bed. Excuse me, I did try to grow some one year, but the back of this bed is on a slope, so it doesn't reach the ground. So I think after I planted and watered, some of the seeds rushed and fell out the back because they all grew back here, and I let them, and I'm going to. Hopefully they lean over in the bed, drop some seeds in the bed, then they'll volunteer next year. Now, this big monster taking up the corner of this bed is bergamot. It's time for a trim. I'll be trimming things 2 days after the last rain. I like to trim things and use them for making inputs in the garden, and I usually do that a couple days after rain. What are these little? Can y'all see them little worm-looking things on this flower? They moving. Maybe that's just wind. That's probably just wind. Anyway, bergamot, little purple green flowers up front. That's holy basil. It's also called tulsi. Now this is the amaranth. It's pretty tall. It's about my height right about now. The plume is starting to form. It's gonna end up being about 6-7 feet. Uh, so all right, let's go. Let's keep on moving. All right, huge marigold. Now there's a purple basil in here somewhere. Yeah, it's a purple basil right up in there. Then we have some purple coneflower, better known as echinacea, cosmos, uh, volunteer basil. Like when things grow, I let them grow. Volunteer basil. These are morning glories. I don't know about these. I planted these one year. Biggest mistake ever. I didn't know how they grow. They are a trailing plant. They like to choke out other plants. Not fun for your boy. So I kind of, you don't see any more. I'm kind of iffy when I see them because these are them right here. Whenever the sun gets above 70 degrees, oh, they pop out, even in the wintertime. If we get a couple of warm days, you'll start seeing these. They germinate readily. And I usually hand pull stuff because we don't use chemicals, and I need to change the carburetor on my weed. I need to teach myself how to do that. So, in this bed we got some more zinnia. parsley back here, oregano. I don't know what this is. This is some type of melon. I think it's a cantaloupe. The leaves don't look pointy enough for it to be cucumber, but I could be wrong. It volunteered. Then we have ginger in this bed. I was growing ginger inside. I thought it had all died because all my stalks had died. I emptied the soil after I pulled out the bad pieces. Emptied the soil in this bed, and I guess I didn't get it all because there are like 5 different stalks of ginger growing in here, which is cool. No complaints. Got a chamomile hanging down right up in there. All right, let's keep pushing. Now we have this beauty. It's a sunflower. It's a volunteer. A bird dropped the seed right here because we planted sunflowers in poly last year. Now this bed, I forgot to give you the name of this bed. This is the first in-ground bed we had. This is the first bed that we built that didn't come with the house. And as you can see, the original plan was to have short beds. This bed is called Mother. Why? Because it's in the earth. It's Mother Earth. Come on, we don't need rocket science for this. This is Mother. And she grew a tomato that covered up the whole 4 square feet. It's more bigger than that. The whole 16 square feet of this side of the bed. All the beds are 8, except for Clayface. Clayface is 4 foot by 4 foot. The rest of the beds are 8 feet by 4 feet. And she had a sweet 100 tomato. I just let do his thing, and it grew crazy. But anyway, huge sunflower here. Huge volunteer, pretty heads. I like it. I like sunflowers. More so for the seeds, but I also found that there's a way I can make a water soluble potassium fertilizer with the stalks. So we're gonna get that a shot too. All right, and then we got some lacinated kale, some more volunteer basil, some cabbage that probably needs to come up out of here. One more that's getting big, some more zinnia. We have some Malabar spinach, which tastes pretty good. It just runs everywhere, which is cool. No biggie. Marigold. Now, the squash was zucchini. We're growing vertically to try to help with squash bugs. It ain't really working. I mean, we've gotten squash off it, but you see dead leaves. Whenever you start seeing like dead leaves on squash, it's usually squash bug or squash vine borer, and you can kind of see where they kind of have come in on the plant. So he split that open. So it seems to be growing vertically is cool. It's great now. Don't get it twisted. The plant does not take up a lot of space. You get to grow it vertically. You kind of have to start trimming up the lower leaves to keep the air and the airflow and the light just right. But growing them vertically to get rid of squash vine borers, I don't think that's really that effective. So far, the best thing I found for defeating squash vine borers is plant your squash early. Plant them early, and then by the time the vine borer hits them, they've already given you 3 or 4 crops. Because I hadn't gotten any more than two zucchini off each one of these, which is not a lot considering how much I know zucchini puts off. Right here we have grapes. I planted grapes this year when I trimmed up the grapes in the spring because I want grapes here. Why not grow grapes along the fence, right? It's a spot, it's an area. Why not grow grapes right there? So that's the plan. I want at least 1 grape in every spot. So it seemed to be good here. And bam, yep, good there. Right here we have some red Russian kale. It's growing well. Tastes pretty good. I mean, this kale is kind of like a collard green. You can eat it raw. I usually like to check the back for bugs. And that's it. We don't spray much. I mean, we spray homemade stuff that we make, but not real chemicals. So I pretty much eat everything straight from the garden. Now I'm being a villain by eating and talking like the bad guys on TV. Now this bed is called, wait, that's the nothing. Wait, what bed is this? I done called this the Three Sisters bed for so long, I forgot the name of this bed. God, I can't even remember. It'll come back to me. But this is our bed. We're trying Three Sisters. Kind of failing at it. We got corn. Tried to plant beans. The beans halfway sprouted. Some did, some didn't. Now the other part will be planting some butternut squash, some vine and squash in the middle. That's what these are. These are some butternut squash. We're gonna try to get them planted in the middle, pop up some of that mint, and then, you know what? Can I bring a towel? Let's throw this corn back there. What's going on here now? Work with me. What's going on? Let's see if we can get this stood back up. Stay. All right, we're gonna blow that back. I'm not even gonna spend time trying to set the corn back up for real because the wind is still blowing pretty well. It's just gonna blow it back over. All right, that's everything up in here, except for some reason I can't remember the name of this bed. That is trash. The nothing, Clayface, Mother, Polly. Wow. Oh, I'm so slow. This is nowhere. Nowhere. Know. Where? Nowhere. The head from the big spot from the big John Celestia head that plays from Guardians of the Galaxy. That's nowhere. All right, let's go. Let's go on out here. Right here. Let me try to cover everything. I need to move quicker. We probably won't pick any beards. This here is why I'm gonna start my rain collection. Gotten this little piece here replaced. I'm put a gutter there. Collect barrels. Collect water in barrels. Try to set up some drip irrigation for here. And then we have some stuff out there now. We call it the outer rim. This is where I collect my leaves. Trash day. People bag leaves in my subdivision. They put them out on trash day. So I go fill up the bed of the truck on trash day. It's pine straw, leaves, which I put the pine straw in the garden. Put the leaves in the garden, use it as mulch. I figured I have to come up with a name for this bed. This we recently did. Um, over here, we have strawberries and chocolate mint. Yes, I put them in the ground. Yes, I know I'm not supposed to. Let's see what happens. Got some chocolate mint and some strawberries. We have some strawberries over here. I hadn't planted mint over here yet. I'm probably gonna plant orange mint and apple mint because they look so different. I don't mind growing them together. But we did plant mullein in these little bare spots. Now I hadn't used my little app to see which one are mullein and which one aren't. The taller ones, I've been just kind of pulling out because I know, like, that's a good chance I don't think that's mullein. That right there, I know it's not mullein. Ooh, I don't think that's mullein either. It's too big considering when I planted everything else. And we got the strawberries in there. All right, let's move on down. I hadn't given that place a name. I don't know what I'm gonna call it, the window bed. I don't know. Now we headed out to the outer rim. If you're a Star Wars fan, you know what the outer rim is. That's the furthest place out in the galaxy. That's where the lawlessness is. But we headed out here. This is more of what I call our permaculture area. Most of the things here live here. We got strawberries starting out. Yeah, I guess everything's good. We got strawberries starting out right here. They're still covered. I don't know why. Habit. I mean, at this point they're making runners, so there's not really many berries left. I've uncovered the blueberries and these strawberries because the blueberries are done producing and they started growing again. They were growing through the mesh. Got some strawberries down in here. And this is what I like. I like the strawberry. They'll fill this in, and I'll be removing strawberries out of here just to keep it neat and tidy. That's cool. All right, we have pomegranate. We have pineapple. These were rooted and grown this year, looking pretty good. And then got a couple more. This one should be going on its third growing season, and hopefully it puts out a pineapple. Cause like I ain't finna dig it up and take it back in the house, so we're gonna see. I have another one that's like 3 years old, but it came separate. Wait, it rotted away from the roots, and then it's been in a jug of water. It now has roots again, so I'm gonna put it in another pot. But I don't know if I'm gonna put it in the ground. I don't know how long it takes pineapples to give pineapples. I think they said 3 years, but that's, as far as I'm concerned, that's anecdotal because I've never done it. All right, we have a mulberry that we got from the Blue Big Box store. I've wanted a mulberry and they had one on sale like 13 bucks, so why not try growing it? Some more pineapple. One of them have grown a little pup, and that's the second pineapple. This is the second one that I've had to grow a pup. The other one that fell off at the roots, fell off, it had a pup as well, and the pup rooted. So I need to get them in some pots. Here's the avocado. Matter of fact, this is the avocado I cut the top off of that we saw on the patio. This is where I cut that at. They're looking okay, right? I'm gonna say great, looking okay. Now here's one thing I know I shouldn't do. When I pull these leaves off, I will just drop them. I need to start walking around with a bag or a bucket to collect these to be free compostable materials. Ain't no point in fertilizing the ground I ain't using, right? All right, now behind us we have grapes, and against the fence we have sunflowers. We have some grapes. Now there are three kinds of grape out here. There's a Niagara grape, a Reliance grape, and a Flame seedless grape. I don't know which one is which because I did a terrible job at marking these at marking these when I planted them. So, and this is the first year in which they're gonna have berries long enough for me to see what they turn into. Because last year they had a few berries that was in year two, and birds ate them. So, I'm really thinking these is gonna be the green because they looking green, and they're kind of soft as well. These I'm assuming gonna turn red, and then that one didn't have many on there, but this one here's looking pretty good. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. All right, now behind here we have sunflowers. The names are on the fence. Y'all probably can't read them, but the top one. Wait, how did I put this in here? They go back to front. The top one. Man, I don't know why I got y'all looking at this. Great, my bad. The top is what tells what's at the back. The the uh, the bottom one tells what's in the front. So at the back, the tall ones are cut in gold. These small ones up front are dwarf sunspot. Now this one right here, I'm not actually sure. It's on the line because I pretty much split them up by posts, right? And this is on the line, but considering it's shorter than the rest of these, I think this is the only dwarf teddy bear that survived. These dwarf teddy bears were grown by the queen, and I just snagged a couple of them. And oh man, something ate the leaves off my sunflower, bro. I just snagged a couple of them and brought them out here. Left her with a few. These are Velvet Queen at the back, Dwarf Teddy Bear in the front. Gotta fix the fence. Back here we have mixed colors in the back, which ain't but a couple. And Moonshine up front. Now this Moonshine does have, if I can get to it. Oh, it's starting to, here we go. It's opened up. Man, that thing is tall. It has opened up. Can y'all see it? Yeah, yeah. So it's multi-headed. I don't know which ones produce big seeds or little seeds or what. We're gonna let them grow and try to collect them all. And let's see, that's Moonshine. Now here are the big ones started right here. This is the American Giant Hybrid. That's getting tall. Skyscraper. As you can see, the wind doesn't play back here. The wind is for real. So at some point we'll be planting trees. At some point we'll be removing a bunch of trees and then planting some trees as a windbreak. They will be fruit trees. There's my fig tree. Got there from the Blue Bigs box store. It's a what is it? Beer's black fig, I think. We're gonna see how well it does. Okay, skyscraper, mammoth, and then right here it's supposed to be four different kinds, but as you can see, only one survived. Now my OCD was killing me, and I wanted to fill this whole thing in, but I let it make it, man. I let it make it. A little bit of everything is okay. So this looks like a red sun. We'll see. We go to pomegranates, pomegranate, and then the lemon trees and the lemon in the green pot, the lemon in the black pot. These are Lucy's kids. Lucy, Lucy Junior, and then this little Lucy. This was the top of Lucy. The very first time I pruned it. I like just sticking stuff in the ground and see what happens. All right, now right here we have our blackberries. I bought this bowl out here to pick blackberries, but yeah, I don't. We're gonna probably not pick blackberries today. But what we will do is we're gonna go in a couple of these bags though. We're gonna go in a couple of these bags. I had to bag them because of the birds. I don't try to get 100% of them. I do leave the birds something to eat, but if I don't bag them, the birds have no chill. It's a kind of a pain to bag them, but once they bag though, it does make harvesting a way easier because all I gotta do is one of these, and then I just pull that thing off. Bam. Now with blackberries and strawberries and blueberries, I learned that if you pick them once they start to turn dull in color, they get sweeter. Right off the bat, when they're shiny, not good eats. They're more tart than sweet. My bad. I'm all extreme close up. Yeah, that's like 6 good ones. Bam. And put them in there like that there. Now I'm not finna go through this. It's time for me to go check in at work. And I got a kid to get to football practice this morning. So we're gonna get ready to cut this thing off. And they get pretty big. Like the ones that I showed you guys, they decent size. But when they're ripe, they are pretty big. When my nieces hold them, they can't even close their hands. Just like, ugh. Look like something off a cartoon. All right. Let's put this on. Let's look through here. We're gonna look through here. And then I kind of explain what I did with the blackberries right quick. Now the blackberries, I got them from my mom, Mama Reaper. Uh, she needed some removed, and I just said, man, if I can keep some, um, and she was like, well, I don't care, just get them out my yard. So I did, and there are five really growing, one in the pot and four in the ground. Now, now this one right here, it's tripping. It ain't really doing much. It's kind of slacking on the job. I don't know if I'm gonna give it another year, or if I'm gonna just dig it up and give it another year, see what happens, or dig it up and replace it, or just leave it and they'll eventually, hopefully, send up new shoots right here. The thing is, you can't just tell the shoots where to grow, because we had one grow outside this bed right there, as you can see. I just let it stay. Why not? Right? Got to see what happens. But they did really well. Now my plan with these were to tie the first year's growth, which is called primer canes, to this backside, right? Because blackberries give fruit on second year wood, called floor canes. So when they started growing last year, I tied them all on this side. Now, after they got tall, I cut them off. I let them get too tall last year. I hadn't had the trellis built. I didn't build a trellis at that time, so um, they grew, and then I pick all the berries on one side. So this year, as things started to grow, put everything on the far side. And so what that does is it creates a V down the middle, so sunlight and wind can get through here, and it lets me pick all the berries on one side. Next year, I'll pick all the berries on this side. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense. All right, cool. Now, the rain's gonna run me in. So, ooh, extreme close up. Get out of my nose. All right. There we go. That's better. I appreciate everybody for showing up and spending some time with me. I'm gonna try to stream daily when it's not raining, between 7 and 7:30 to about 8. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I'm just basically journaling my experience in the garden, right? What all I do, what am I growing, to show people how I treat myself. So when I tell you I'm not using chemicals or whatever, you get to see it. You can believe it if you want, but I do buy store-bought chemicals. Let me first say that. The only one I definitely buy are, I do buy food for the berries. The berries are kind of the blueberries, the blackberries, strawberries. They kind of, it's not all the way true. The blueberries and the blackberries like a lower pH, so they like a um, a fertilizer that is for acid-loving plants. I don't really make one, so a Spoma makes a good organic one. So I do use that once a year, usually in the spring before they start to break buds or whatever. I will use that on the blueberries, blackberries, strawberries. Now in between that, they get our fertilizer mixes. Um, I don't know if next year I'm gonna try to not go with the berry tone or holly tone. It did so well this year, and I only had to put it down once. And I know it has sulfur in it that's gonna keep the pH, my bad, keep the pH low for those types of plants. But anyway, let me start running my mouth. All right. Oh, the one thing we didn't show was the garage. Here's the garage. It ain't clean. It's a garage. These are our beans that we take to the market. Some other plants, some more strawberries, and this is where pretty much the queen starts most of the seeds. We've gotten to the point now. She does a great job with starting seeds, so I let her do what she's good at. She lets me do what I'm okay at. Because she actually got 100% germination with these seeds, and these were reclaimed seeds. These were Clemson spineless seeds that we grew and reclaimed last year. And we even look at that corn. Tell me you can't transplant corn, I call you a lie. All that corn that you saw out in the garden, except for like 6 pieces, the taller ones were the ones we sowed directly into the ground. Everything else were transplants. Tell me you can't transplant corn, and I'll show you can. Anyway, so it's our little soil mixes. We do use azomite. We do. Azomite is crushed rock dust. It's a mineral component. We do use that. All right. Let me get out of here. Let me get up out of here. All right. I appreciate everybody for showing up. Thanks for stopping by, hollering at your boy. Hopefully, I will be on here tomorrow doing something similar. Um, y'all know how it is, right? Create more than you consume. And you don't have to suck at this, because I do. Y'all have a good one, all right? Peace.